Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Islamic Quiz. How are you today? Let's have fun and learn about Islam together. Welcome to Quran Quiz. In this quiz, test your Quran knowledge and see how many questions you can answer correctly. You'll answer 50 Quran questions, and you'll have only 10 seconds to answer each one. Let's see if you can score 50-50. Good luck, and let's get started. Before we start, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss our upcoming quizzes. Now, let's begin. Where was the Quran first revealed? A. Medina. B. Mecca. C. Jerusalem. The Quran was first revealed in the cave of Hira near Mecca. Which angel brought the Quran to Prophet Muhammad? A. Mika'i. B. Israfil. C. Jibril. C. Angel Jibril brought Allah's revelation to Prophet Muhammad. How many surahs are in the Quran? A. 110. B. 114. C. 120. The Holy Quran contains 114 surahs. Which is the first surah of the Quran? A. Surah Al-Baqarah. B. Surah Al-Fatiha. C. Surah Yasin. B. Surah Al-Fatiha. Which is the longest surah in the Quran? A. Surah Ali Imran. B. Surah An-Nisa. C. Surah Al-Baqarah. C. Surah Al-Baqarah. It is the longest surah in the Holy Quran. Which is the shortest surah in the Quran? A. Surah Al-Kawthar. B. Surah Al-Asr. C. Surah Al-Ikhlas. A. Surah Al-Kawthar. How many juz are in the Quran? A. 20. B. 25. C. 30. C. The Holy Quran is divided into 30 juz for easy reading. Which month was the Quran first revealed? A. Ramadan. B. Muharram. C. Rajab. A. The first revelation of the Quran began during the blessed month of Ramadan. What was the first word revealed? A. Pray. B. Read, Iqra. C. Believe. B. Read, Iqra. In which cave was the Quran first revealed? A. Cave Thor. B. Cave Hira. C. Cave Uhud. B. The first revelation was received in the cave of Hira near Mecca. Which surah is known as the mother of the Quran? A. Surah Al-Fatiha. B. Surah Yasin. C. Surah Ikhlas. A. Surah Al-Fatiha. It is known as the mother of the Quran. Which surah is known as the heart of the Quran? A. Surah Yasin. B. Surah Ar-Rahman. C. Surah Al-Mulk. A. Surah Yasin. It is known as the heart of the Quran. Which surah has no Bismillah at the beginning? A. Surah At-Tawbah. B. Surah Yunus. C. Surah Al-Anfal. A. Surah At-Tawbah. It is the only surah that begins without Bismillah. How many ayahs are in Surah Al-Fatiha? A. 5. B. 7. C. 9. B. 7. Surah Al-Fatiha contains 7 ayats. Which surah begins with Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen? A. Surah Al-Fatiha. B. Surah Al-Baqarah. C. Surah Al-Ikhlas. A. Surah Al-Fatiha. Which surah is called the cow? A. Surah Al-Baqarah. B. Surah An-Nisa. C. Surah Al-Maidah. A. Surah Al-Baqarah. Its name means, the cow. Which surah is named after a bee? A. Surah An-Nahl. B. Surah An-Naml. C. Surah Al-Fil. A. Surah An-Nahl. It is named after the bee. Which surah is named after an ant? A. Surah An-Nahl. B. Surah An-Naml. C. Surah Al-Ankabut. B. Surah An-Naml. It is named after the ant. Which surah is named after an elephant? A. Surah Al-Fil. B. Surah Al-Qari'ah. C. Surah Al-Humaza. A. Surah Al-Fil. It is named after the elephant. Which surah is recited in every rak'ah of Salah? A. Surah Yasin. B. Surah Al-Mulk. C. Surah Al-Fatiha. C. Surah Al-Fatiha. Approximately how many ayats are in the Quran? A. 5,000. B. 6,236. C. 7,500. B. The Holy Quran contains approximately 6,236 ayats. Which surah mentions Laylatul Qadr? A. Surah Al-Qadr. B. Surah Al-Fajr. C. Surah Al-Mulk. A. Surah Al-Qadr. It mentions the blessed night of Laylatul Qadr. Which surah is named after Maryam? A. Surah Yusuf. B. Surah Ibrahim. C. Surah Maryam. C. Surah Maryam. It is named after Maryam, the mother of Prophet Isa. Which surah is named after Prophet Yusuf? A. Surah Yusuf. B. Surah Hud. C. Surah Ibrahim. A. Surah Yusuf. It tells the beautiful story of Prophet Yusuf. Which surah is known as the bride of the Quran? A. Surah Ar-Rahman. B. Surah Yasin. C. Surah Al-Waqiyah. A. Surah Ar-Rahman. It is often called the bride of the Quran. How many Makki surahs are in the Quran? A. 86. B. 28. C. 114. A. The Holy Quran contains 86 Makki surahs revealed before the Hijrah. How many Madni surahs are in the Quran? A. 20. B. 28. C. 30. B. The Holy Quran contains 28 Madni surahs revealed after the Hijrah. Which is the last surah of the Quran? A. Surah Al-Falaq. B. Surah An-Nas. C. Surah Al-Ikhlas. B. Surah An-Nas. It is the final surah of the Holy Quran. Which surah comes before Surah An-Nas? A. Surah Al-Ikhlas. B. Surah Al-Kawthar. C. Surah Al-Falaq. C. Surah Al-Falaq. Which surah is entirely about sincerity to Allah? A. Surah Al-Ikhlas. B. Surah Al-Fil. C. Surah Al-Asr. A. Surah Al-Ikhlas. It teaches the oneness and sincerity of Allah. Which surah begins with Iqra? A. Surah Yasin. B. Surah Al-Qadr. C. Surah Al-Alaq. Surah al-Alaq. It begins with the first revealed word, Iqra. Which surah is named after iron? A. Surah al-Ma'idah. B. Surah al-Hadid. C. Surah al-An'am. B. Surah al-Hadid. Al-Hadid means iron. Which surah is named after light? A. Surah al-Waqiyah. B. Surah al-Fajr. C. Surah an-Nur. C. Surah an-Nur. An-Nur means light. Which surah is named after thunder? A. Surah al-Ra'd. B. Surah al-Kariyah. C. Surah al-Hakah. A. Surah al-Ra'd. Al-Ra'd means thunder. Which surah is named after the moon? A. Surah an-Najm. B. Surah al-Qamar. C. Surah ash-Shams. B. Surah al-Qamar. Al-Qamar means the moon. Which surah is named after the sun? A. Surah al-Layl. B. Surah ash-Shams. C. Surah al-Qamar. B. Surah ash-Shams. Ash-Shams means the sun. Which surah is named after the night? A. Surah al-Layl. B. Surah al-Fajr. C. Surah ad-Duha. A. Surah al-Layl. Al-Layl means the night. Which surah is named after the morning brightness? A. Surah ash-Shams. B. Surah ad-Duha. C. Surah al-Layl. B. Surah ad-Duha. It refers to the bright morning light. Which surah is named after time? A. Surah al-Humazah. B. Surah al-Qadr. C. Surah al-Asr. C. Surah al-Asr. It highlights the importance of time. Which surah is named after the fig? A. Surah at-Tin. B. Surah al-Fil. C. Surah al-Qari'ah. A. Surah at-Tin. At-Tin means the fig. Which surah is named after the spider? A. Surah an-Nahl. B. Surah al-Ankabut. C. Surah an-Naml. B. Surah al-Ankabut. Al-Ankabut means the spider. Which surah is named after the cattle? A. Surah al-Hajj. B. Surah al-An'am. C. Surah al-Ma'idah. B. Surah al-An'am. Al-An'am means the cattle. Which surah is named after the table spread? A. Surah al-An'am. B. Surah al-Baqarah. C. Surah al-Ma'idah. C. Surah al-Ma'idah. Al-Ma'idah means the table spread. Which surah is named after the pilgrimage? A. Surah al-Jumu'ah. B. Surah al-Hajj. C. Surah al-Fatah. B. Surah al-Hajj. It is named after the pilgrimage, Hajj. Which surah is named after victory? A. Surah al-Qalam. B. Surah al-Hadid. C. Surah al-Fatah. C. Surah al-Fatah. Al-Fatah means victory or triumph. Which surah is named after Friday? A. Surah at-Tahaban. B. Surah al-Jumu'ah. C. Surah al-Munafiqun. B. Surah al-Jumu'ah. It is named after the blessed day of Friday. Which surah is named after the pen? A. Surah al-Qalam. B. Surah al-Mulk. C. Surah al-Alaq. A. Surah al-Qalam. Al-Qalam means the pen. Which is the second surah of the Quran? A. Surah Al-Baqarah. B. Surah An-Nisa. C. Surah Al-Imran. A. Surah Al-Baqarah. Which is the third surah of the Quran? A. Surah Al-Maidah. B. Surah Al-Imran. C. Surah An-Nisa. B. Surah Al-Imran. It is the third surah of the Holy Quran. Which is the fourth surah of the Quran? A. Surah Al-An'am. B. Surah An-Nisa. C. Surah Al-Ma'idah. B. Surah An-Nisa. It is the fourth surah of the Holy Quran. How many did you get right? Comment down below and make sure to like and subscribe. Assalamu alaikum.